All right, so this is part 2 of the example applied statistics activity. Now we're going to be looking at calculating measures of variation for the data set. So in this case, we have our data set where we end up having the some instructions here. We're going to calculate first off the range, and then we're going to provide a table to calculate the standard deviations. So standard deviation is how much spread that you have from the mean to the next number that shows up in the data set. So how much space do you have between numbers as you do that? So here it says in the table, round values in the last 2 columns to 4 decimal places, and then we're going to report our standard deviation out to 4 decimal places. So they tell us how far to put that out. First, let's take care of the range. So our highest number in this data set is 0.771, and our smallest one is 0.729, which is going to give me a range of 42 thousandths of an inch. So that one's pretty easy to go through and do. Everyone's done the range, so that's been something that we have been calculating for a while, and that's pretty simple, just going through, taking the highest number, subtracting the lowest number that's in the data set, finding out how much of a range do you have between the entire set of data. All right, the table here, now as we move on to standard deviations, so as you scroll down here, you'll see we're going to use the table to kind of help us do this. We're only going to do this one time just to show you kind of the theory behind the standard deviation, and we're going to utilize the formula down here, and then we'll end up going through and kind of taking a look at this. So first off, we're going to end up starting with our table. So I'm going to go across the row, and then I'm going to kind of probably pause and then have you guys come back to another video to go through and see the final result. So here I end up having 0.729, so minus the mean. So x is each one of the data points. X minus mu is taking this number minus the mean. So if you remember our mean value, and I'm going to go ahead and record that up here just so that way we don't forget what that is. 0.7508. So if you remember, that was our mean value that we had from earlier, and we're going to use that in our calculations. So I'm going to go ahead and go across the row, and when I do this utilizing my calculator, I'm going to end up having 0.729 minus 0.7508, and that's going to give me a negative value. Now that's exactly the case that's going to happen with these data points. So negative 0.0218, so which is going to give me to the appropriate level of decimals that they have put in there as being, make sure we put our leading zeros in there, 4 decimals, which is what they want. And now the thing is that one thing that might help is you'll leave this in your calculator, is that we're going to end up what this x minus mu squared means that we're going to square this number. So then that way we end up having that. So I'm just going to click the squared button, and that's going to give me my square root of that number, 0.000, and we're going to round to 4 decimal places, which would put us to 5 in that case. So I'm going to click in here, 0.0005, and that puts me out to 4 decimals in that scenario. All right, I'm going to continue down the line, the exact same thing. I'm going to end up, when I do this, 0.734 minus the mean of 0.7508. It's going to give me a negative number, 0.0168. And then in the final column, while that's still loaded in my calculator, I'm going to go ahead and hit the square button. 0.0003 is what we're going to end up having. All right, so what I'm going to end up doing, just so you can show the calculator portion, is go ahead and finish out the rest of this table. And with this table, you'll end up doing the exact same process for each row. And then in the very bottom here is the sum, is you're going to add up all these together. And then we're going to see what sum we get, and then we're going to use that in our standard deviation calculation. So go ahead and pause for a second, go ahead and fill out the table, and in the next video, we'll see where that kind of leads us.